Hello, my horror-loving dudes. I'm KillJoy Jake, and today we're talking a little bit about Terrifier 3. We have a lot to discuss regarding Terrifier 3, including a much bigger budget this time around, as well as the film finally going into production. So let's get into it.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Terrifier 3. We are finally talking about this movie, baby. I am so excited for this film after the absolutely incredible Terrifier 2. Slowly becoming my favorite slasher film of all time, Terrifier 2 was outrageously gory, ridiculously funny, and actually really intelligent too. The film mustered up a miraculous $15 million at the international box office last year against its very low $250,000 budget. That is unbelievably impressive for a film that's small to gain such big critical success like that, and it seems like Terrifier 3 is going to be an even bigger budget sequel. Terrifier 3 is looking to get a much bigger budget, somewhere in the low to mid seven figures range, which will probably be somewhere in between $1 to $5 million. That is absolutely huge for this movie, considering the last one, which looked phenomenal, probably has some of the best practical effects in a horror movie ever. They only did that on $250,000. So what is this team gonna cook up with like $1 million, $2 million, $3 million? I don't know, but I'm so hyped to see it. Filming for Terrifier 3 is expected to go underway in November or December later this year for a release in late 2024. Filming is expected to start for Terrifier 3 in like November or December of this year, so maybe we get like an Art the Clown Christmas movie? A lot of us want to see Ghostface in the snow, but imagine Art the Clown in the snow. I'm sold. Like, take my money already, Damien. Jesus Christ. With all of the religious and biblical symbolism in the last movie, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a Christmas-oriented movie that takes place like a couple of months or so after the events of Terrifier 2. It doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas themed, but to see Art the Clown killing people in the snow would be very satisfying. Just give me Art the Clown running around in some snow. Maybe Art the Clown is hiding in a snowman and he jumps out and stabs somebody in the eyeballs like 100 times. You can't tell me that wouldn't be hilarious. It's also expected to release in late 2024, so maybe we get like a December release for this movie. That would be pretty cool. Once again, not complaining about a Halloween release either. The first two Terrifier films are oddly perfect for the fall time in my opinion, but if you want to change it up, you know, with the setting and the season and all that, have it be snowy, you could release it in December and that would be perfectly fitting. More than anything, it's just music to my ears that we may be getting this film in a year and a half. That is so exciting. I don't think I'm gonna be able to control myself for the rest of the day. What am I gonna do with myself here? Priscilla Smith of The Coven, the French-based distribution outfit that's launching the world sales of the threequel, specifically said in an interview there will be a much bigger budget this time around, which is intended to give the filmmakers more creative freedom and let them be as wild as they can be. And all jokes aside, we are going for that Oscar this year. They were absolutely snubbed for an Oscar this year. They better get it in 2025. Fingers crossed, baby. Art at the Oscars. Okay, but seriously, the biggest thing about that is that the people who are giving them this money to make this crazy next entry are the same people who are saying this. Damien now has the creative freedom to once again push more boundaries in Terrifier 3. I would expect nothing less from the franchise at this point, considering what they did in both Terrifier 1 and Terrifier 2. The two showcase deaths in both of those films are some of the most grisly murders I've ever seen in a movie ever, and I expect nothing less from Terrifier 3. A hard bar for Damien Leone and his crew to probably pass, but if anyone can do it, it's them. Speaking on that, Damien Leone added, Terrifier 3 will be another boundary-pushing addition to the horror genre, continuing the no-holds-barred, uncompromising exploits fans of the franchise have come to expect and celebrate. If you thought Art the Clown's reign of terror in Part 2 was extreme, you haven't seen anything yet. I've said this many times in this video, but this is music to my ears, like little birds coming and flying through the windows. They're covered in blood, of course, but they're coming, they're landing on my shoulder and they're singing right into my ear, and I'm just frolicking around, probably naked, also covered in blood. Sorry about that peek behind the curtain of my very fucked up brain. Let's get back to the Terrifier 3 update. Now, while all of these things are very exciting and sounding like the best possible timeline for the Terrifier people, which is great for everybody who's a horror fan, we do need to talk about the little things we do know about Terrifier 3 moving forward into this video. Now, while we don't know too much about Terrifier 3, Leone did spill the beans a little bit to Insider in a recent interview. He told us that not only is he working on the script for Terrifier 3, but he may actually have so many ideas that he would have to split them into 2 more movies, a Terrifier 3, and perhaps a Terrifier 4. On top of all of that, he's also working with Ghost House Pictures, Sam Raimi's production company, on an original feature, which is super exciting news. We may have at least 3 more projects coming from Damien Leone in the future, which has me so unbelievably excited. On the topic of Terrifier 3 and maybe Terrifier 4, Damien Leone told us, "I am writing Terrifier 3 as we speak. I definitely want to make at least one more. There may be 2 to tell this story and tackle all the ideas that I have in my head, because there's a lot more to explore with Art the Clown, the Pale Girl, Victoria, and certainly Sienna is our final girl. We will be following her journey to the end of this franchise." Have I said music to my ears too many times in this video? Yes, I have, but you get the point. One of my favorite elements to Terrifier 2 is Sienna as our final girl. We introduced a final girl character that is as iconic as David Howard Thornton's clown. That's really impressive. Like, listen, I love the first Terrifier, but it's definitely missing something without a leading final girl, or like a leading protagonist presence in that movie. The main 2 girls we were following die halfway through the movie, and you're left wondering, where the fuck is this gonna go? So figuring that out in Terrifier 2 I thought was awesome. I love Sienna, and I'm very excited to see where her and Jonathan are at the beginning of the next film. I have some theories about how Terrifier 3 is going to start, but I'm gonna save that for another video coming up shortly. Also, roping Victoria Hayes into the storyline still in Terrifier 2 I thought was a great addition. Terrifier 2 doesn't necessarily leave Terrifier 1 in the past. There are still story elements that come back to affect the future of Terrifier 2 and Terrifier 3. Your boy appreciates that. That's some good writing right there. Talking on some of the absolutely insane deaths in Terrifier 2, Damien Leone explained, "There's blatant religious mythic imagery, clear as day. There is a heaven and hell thing going on. And the clown is the resurrected demon, and Sienna is slowly becoming aware that she's sort of this Old Testament angel ready to do battle and going through the metamorphosis. That discovery was really what was the most exciting thing to me in this movie. It's almost like in Evil Dead 2 when Ash is looking at that one page of the Book of the Dead and it's literally him with the chainsaw hand at the end of the movie. It has a similar vibe to that, and I just really love it. I love the touches of Sam Raimi influence in Terrifier 2, as well as the religious symbolism. Sienna is dressed like an angel. She has a sword of the spirit, something taken basically right from the Bible. She's cast into a fiery pit at the end of the movie. There's so many little things about that. You gotta wonder if maybe they're following a similar story to something from the Bible. I don't know. I can tell you one thing though, Art the Clown is definitely some sort of supernatural demon, and that has me fascinated to see where they go next. I also really loved in Terrifier 2 that they didn't just spill the beans on everything. They didn't give us the answer to what Art the Clown is. Who is the little pale girl? I really like that. It keeps us guessing as fans. I don't want to know all the answers yet until the story's done. One more little tidbit I want to add to this video is this project that Damien Leone and Sam Raimi are working on together. Talking about that, Damien Leone revealed, "There is an original project I have in development with Ghost House Pictures, which is Sam Raimi's production company. So if that happens, that would be amazing. I'm really hoping that could happen before Terrifier 3, or it might happen right after. We'll see." Sam Raimi and Damien Leone working on the same project. My head is gonna fucking explode by the time this video ends. Apparently, Leone and Raimi had a 45-minute conversation talking about this project and some of their movies. Damien Leone even told Raimi how much he loves Evil Dead 2, and I guess Raimi was just super cool and a really nice guy to talk to. I got to meet Damien Leone, and he is just the nicest guy ever. I'm so happy for him. I cannot wait for both of these projects, and hopefully Terrifier 4 sometime in the future. Are you looking forward to Terrifier 3 and maybe an even bigger franchise to come after that? Do you want to know more about this Ghost House Pictures movie coming from Damien Leone as well? Because I certainly do. Leave me something about all these things in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this Terrifier 3 update. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content in the future. Please consider supporting me on Patreon if you want to see this channel grow, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.